Uganda, officially known as the Republic of Uganda, is a landlocked country located in East Africa. The history of Uganda is rich and diverse, characterized by the presence of various ethnic groups, kingdoms, colonial rule, independence struggles, and political instability. Pre-colonial era, the region that is now Uganda has been inhabited for thousands of years. Hunter-gatherer communities were the earliest inhabitants, followed by Bantu-speaking agricultural communities who migrated into the area around 2000 years ago. These Bantu-speaking groups formed various kingdoms, including the Buganda Kingdom, Bunyoro Kingdom, and Busoga Kingdom, which played significant roles in the region's history. Arrival of Europeans. In the late 19th century, European explorers, missionaries, and traders began to explore the African continent, including Uganda. In 1875, the British explorer Henry Morton Stanley reached the shores of Lake Victoria, and subsequent explorations paved the way for British influence in the region. Colonial rule. In the 1890s, Britain established its presence in Uganda and claimed it as a protectorate. The colonial administration aimed to exploit Uganda's resources, particularly its fertile land. Under British rule, Uganda became part of British East Africa and was ruled indirectly through local chiefs and kingdoms. The British favored the Buganda Kingdom and granted it a considerable amount of autonomy, which created tensions with other kingdoms and ethnic groups. Independence struggle. As the wave of decolonization swept across Africa in the mid-20th century, Uganda's struggle for independence intensified. In 1962, Uganda gained its independence from Britain, with Sir Edward Mutesa II, the King of Buganda, becoming the country's first president. However, the power dynamics among different ethnic groups and political parties fueled divisions and tensions within the newly independent nation. Yoweri Amin's regime. Uganda experienced political instability and turmoil throughout the 1960s and early 1970s. In 1971, General Yoweri Amin seized power through a military coup, overthrowing President Obote. Amin's regime was marked by brutal repression, human rights abuses, and economic mismanagement. His rule is notorious for the persecution and expulsion of various ethnic and minority groups, including Asians, resulting in significant social and economic upheaval. Post-Amin era and Museveni's rule. Amin's regime ended in 1979 when he was overthrown by a coalition of Ugandan exiles and Tanzanian forces. However, Uganda continued to experience political instability, with multiple changes in leadership and armed conflicts. In 1986, Yoweri Museveni took power after a successful rebellion and has been the president of Uganda ever since. His government initially implemented various reforms and worked towards stabilizing the country, focusing on economic recovery, healthcare, and education. Recent history. In recent years, Uganda has faced challenges related to governance, corruption, human rights, and political freedoms. President Museveni's prolonged rule has been a subject of criticism, and there have been calls for democratic reforms and a peaceful transition of power. The country has also dealt with regional conflicts and the impact of armed groups, such as the Lord's Resistance Army, LRA, led by Joseph Kony. Despite the challenges, Uganda has made progress in certain areas, including economic development, poverty reduction, and social welfare initiatives. The country is known for its diverse cultural heritage, wildlife, and natural beauty, attracting tourists from around the world. It's important to note that this is a brief overview of Uganda's history, and many events, complexities, and details have been omitted. The history of any nation is vast, and there are numerous perspectives and narratives that contribute to a comprehensive,